Yeah. Bruh.
Oh, it's drooping.
No. Oh, man, I'm going to do that weird thing where you're like on a FaceTime call with your parents and you can't stop looking at yourself.
Oh, yeah?
I'm getting lost in my own eyes.
Dude, it is a bit mesmerizing to see yourself.
It's that weird like monkey brain thing where it's like, that's me?
Like it needs to be a little nicer. There we go.
You got to be looking hot for all of Eric's female fans. Hi, Eric's mom. What kind? Maybe later.
I'm going to put them right fucking here.
You tempted me. You tempted me with your sweet treats and gifts. Trying to buy my friendship. It's working.
Yo. We made it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
Now we can chill.
Yeah. Hey, for all of Eric's female listeners, this is my voice. This is how I talk. Yeah, me and Eric just got out of the gym. What was it, like 400 pounds on the bench press?
Yeah, it was supreme as fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of a warm-up day, really, to be honest.
We did literally the opposite of the gym.
Yeah, we had a fucking pizza.
Fucking Domino's pizza.
And I didn't tip, like a true American.
Did you really not?
No.
Was there even a tip option?
No, I paid in cash and his carry out. I'm not gonna fucking.
Yeah.
Does everything have to be a tip nowadays?
No,
I got a tip.
I think it's terrible that everyone's doing that now.
Yeah, like it's kind of hypocritical because I do DoorDash. I work for tips, and I will say when people have like a big tip, it does like affect my mood like a lot.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like sometimes I'll deliver stuff to like these giant like WeWork buildings, like this huge like grocery order because they want like 6 half-gallons of oat milk and then like a pack of granola bars to give to their little corporate drones.
Yeah.
And then like I'll drop it off and it'll hit my phone like, you got $40 tip. I'll be like, maybe I won't kill myself. It's life is worth living. I think.
What is like the right number on DoorDash? Because like I think haircut is like 20, restaurants is like 20. What do you think is the right number? Is it still
as far
20?
as like what people should pay? I don't know because I don't actually order DoorDash. I just know that they pay. It's a fucking scam. Honestly, it blows my mind that anyone buys it. Like every time I get an order, I'm like, huh. Another sucker, huh?
Yeah.
It's because like every time I have ordered before, and it's like, oh, this is $50 for half a taco at Taco Bell. That's a scam. That's a horrible idea. I'll just get my ass out of my house. It's really DoorDash should be like a special needs service for disabled, crippled people. Like, that's really the only thing I can think of where it's like, oh, this is a hassle for you to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're literally brain dead on a bed and you want to experience McDonald's before you go.
Anybody who orders DoorDash is basically like they just kind of gave up on their day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or a corporate event.
They're locked in some
like
corporate like hellhole and they can't leave because their manager's tracking their camera and they can like AI recognize their keystrokes and be like, you're not contributing to the bottom line.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, sir. Please don't fire me.
Didn't you say you got a corporate job at one point?
I did. It was the worst time of my life. It
Really?
was right out of college. So I have my mechanical engineering degree. And what happened was, I went to college at Kansas State, and all my friends, and pretty much everyone who went to the school got a job in Kansas City because that's where all the jobs are.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I knew wherever I wanted to go, I wanted to do stand-up. And
Why didn't you do it right out of high school?
I didn't know about it then. Well, in high school, we're going way back. In high school, I did cross country, and that was my thing. That was what I obsessed over. And I went Division I. That's like where I picked Kansas State, and I did it for a month, and I fucking hated it. It just wasn't the same. So
dude, running probably, I mean, that sucks.
Well, what was cool about it was I was better at it than other people, and I didn't necessarily enjoy running. I like parts about running, but I enjoyed winning. It was like a competitive thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was literally, I can remember this moment very clearly. There was this one kid who was older than me. His name was Henry. If you're watching this, man, shout out, you cool guy. He's never gonna see this. Sorry. But he's super cool. He was really, really fast. And I remember being on a run with a bunch of other people on the team, and they were talking like, oh, dude, Henry will go D1, but no one else. Like, no one else is going to go D1. And I internalized that. I was like, fucking, I'll go D1. I'll fucking show you.
And you did it.
I did.
Oh,
but then
fuck.
what happened was when I did it, it was like post-nut clarity. It was like, whoa, I came. Oh, wait.
And you woke up.
I woke up and it was like, oh, wait, that was all I wanted to do with that. And now
Yeah.
I'm here. And it's like I forgot about life after that happens.
That's relatable. I feel like I've had experiences like that where like you kind of double down on something, and then once you get it, you're like, well, I don't really care about this.
Yeah, achieving a goal is overrated. It's the act of working towards the goal that's like the actual cool part about it.
Do you think you have a goal in comedy, or do you think...
So I'm very conscious of that because of what happened with cross country. It also happened with college. So in college, I had one goal. It was just get the degree.
Yeah.
Because that was what was right in front of me. That was a task. And because of that, I never really thought about, what's life going to be as an engineer?
Yeah.
You know? Am I going to enjoy it? Am I going to not
Did you do anything with it at all?
I did that corporate job, and that was it, pretty much. And, well, what happened was with that, it was, and then it's a twofold factor of after cross country, I had like a giant gap in like, oh, I don't do anything now except for school and drink beer and get pussy. So I could have got no pussy. Sorry, listeners. I'm saving myself for one of you lucky listeners. I don't know why I keep.
It's going to be Henry, dude. I'm going to go through your Instagram
Henry,
and
no, I
fucking
don't want to
tag
fuck you, man.
Henry.
I don't like you that much, Henry.
I'm gonna be
You're
like,
cool.
yo, Henry got a shout out.
Henry's like, hey, I remember that guy. He had a tight ass. I was like, no, Henry, no, please. We're
Watch
just
him
buds.
in the gym locker room, like, oh shit,
Oh, damn, that boy popping out.
Dude, holy shit.
I'm
You
about to-
seen Nate lately?
I'd like to cross his country. Okay, boo.
oh
That sucked.
no, I like it. I'm there.
Okay, but so what happened was like there's no cross country, and senior year, like one of my friends was like, I don't know, man, maybe you should get a hobby, and somehow I landed on stand up, and I only did two open mics in Kansas City, my first two open mics. They both sucked. Obviously, they're horrible. There's kind of a fun. So the first one I
But
did,
you got hooked.
What happened was, so the first two mics sucked and were bad, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. But my friend got married, and I was the second best man, but they decided to do best man and second place.
It was a speech.
I had the okayest man speech, and I was the headliner of the wedding party. I ripped, dude. I tore a hole through that wedding party, man.
Dude, that is so interesting because that is exactly what happened to me.
No way, dude. Tell me.
So March last year, my buddy gets married, and I do a second best man speech.
Yes.
Like, there was the best man, and then there was me.
Yeah,
And
follow up.
I've always loved comedy, and I was like, this is my first time. Like, I'm going to be able to do like a bit, and then my bit was going to be related to the guy. Mm-hmm. And it ripped, and the whole time people were like, you're so good. Like, you should be doing this a lot more. Like, this is something you're actually good at. And I was like, oh, shit. And it was always like a calling of mine. Like, I've always wanted to do it. And I turned 30, and I was like, this is going to be it for me.
Look at us being someone's
dude.
second best friend.
Yeah. So then after that, you were like, fuck.
Oh yeah. Also, quick side note: how are the maid of honor speeches? Horrible.
Yeah, they weren't great. I mean, there was one girl that went up that did decent. She did decent,
okay.
But it got a little bit pouty, like because she was up there with her sister, and they're both like, "We love you so much."
Yeah, like you're our best friend.
Yeah, exactly. And then they started crying, and it's like, all right, dude,
Yeah, we fucking get
say
it.
the N-word.
Dude, I would have been on my feet. Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Every single wedding I've been to, the maid of honor speech sucks. And it's always the exact same. It's like, me and Kelsey, like, we go way back. And I remember the first time we met at chemistry. Do you remember? Hey, Mr. Johnson? I always knew that you were going to find your Mr. Right. And Eric, if you ever hurt her.
That's the secret to girls: is if they start bombing, they just start crying,
Like maybe
and then
if
people
I
are
feel
like,
stuff.
"Oh, it's emotional."
Yeah. No, it's not boring. It's sad. That's way better. Yeah. Good. Are
Hold
women
on.
not funny?
I think the video might be lagging. Let me close this real quick.
No. PowerPoint. How dare you?
Yeah, I was doing
Seems fine to me.
I think it's good now. Yeah, it's good.
Sweet.
But yeah, man, starts from a best man speech. That's exactly what happened to me.
That's how it goes.
No,
but what I remember, moved from college, moved out to Wisconsin because that was the only job offer I had that wasn't Kansas City. And the reason I did that was because
I thought you were from Wisconsin.
No, I only lived there for a couple years. That's where I was right before here. And shout out to Wisconsin. Madison is one of the greatest cities ever.
Yeah.
Nothing bad to say about Madison. But that job that I
On
worked
the
for.
isthmus.
Oh, yeah. Have you been there?
No, I just know it's on an isthmus.
Damn. Well, great reference.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
big GeoGuessr.
Damn. Okay. You ever watch that one guy who's like a GeoGuessr, Rainbow?
Oh yeah,
Is that his
dude, I
name?
fucking love that guy.
Dude, I'll watch him sometimes, and it's scary. Well, there was this one I watched that he was just a commentator for because he's a big Twitch personality, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like the GeoGuessr Championships.
Oh yeah,
Kind of exciting.
it is exciting.
Very riveting stuff.
I was playing another game recently, and I actually streamed a little bit of it on Twitch. It's GeoGuessr, but with this ethnicity.
Oh, black GeoGuessr?
Yeah. So well,
Man, where Wisconsin at?
No,
man,
but-
shit your ass in North Carolina.
how it actually works is they'll give you a face, and then you have to decide where on Earth that face is.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
So like you get like a lot of Eastern European, a lot of like.
Is
you
it
know,
so? Like what I'm
Siberian.
picturing is it's like you see if it's like, oh, this guy's got a pointy nose, high cheekbones, like a flat jaw, and you're like, okay, Jew. This
Well-
guy's from Israel.
Dude, well, Jews don't have a homeland.
That's
Unless- well,
true,
Israel,
yeah.
but I mean, Israel, you're going to look like an Arab.
Yeah, but
You know what I
it's like ethnically, yeah. It's Palestine. Probably when this comes out, it'll be Israel.
There was a good moment when I was streaming it where we saw a face and we're like, this looks like the dude that helps the SEAL Team 6 by like inviting them into his house and being like, you can spend the night here. It's a safe place.
You found like a traitor. You found the
Traitor's crazy.
oh, who am I thinking of? The like the guy in the Revolutionary War.
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, you found the Benedict. You found the
Benedict-
You found Benedict Halam Arnold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. But it was funny because we were like, where do you think this guy is? And then we were like, well, then it's got to be Iraq if that's what it looks like. And then we put it in Iraq, and it was exactly where we put it. Like the most.
Damn.
It was kind of racist, but
I mean, that whole game sounds racist.
oh yeah, for sure.
That sounds awesome though.
But
I'll
it
have to
is
give it a look.
It is fun. It actually teaches you about the race too. So it's
Really?
like this is called a Syrianid or a Cyranoid, and these
Whoa.
people are from this region. They started at this, and it's like okay, it's educational. It's not racism.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on, officer. Let's please. I'm learning. Yeah.
I'm teaching people about race.
Yeah. So this guy is a 6-letter word, and I'm thinking of yeah.
The hardest one was honestly black people because it's like
Oh yeah, just where in Africa?
where in Africa.
I can do East versus West Africa.
Really?
Yeah, West Africa is where like a lot of people that you like think of like kind of the more stereotypical image of black people in our
Exactly.
heads is West African.
Yeah.
Because you get like the bigger, kind of bulkier
yeah.
builds.
They
like
have a
people in,
rounder
like,
face.
Yeah, rounder face. People
Yeah.
like that's who like came to America in the slave trade.
For sure.
was the West Africans because they're on the West.
What
And-
we found is like the Ethiopians, so that's East Africans.
Yeah.
Extremely beautiful. Like
Oh yeah.
just sharp features. Like some of them have like blue or like hazel eyes.
Whoa.
Crazy attractive. And it's like, dang. And then there's Aborigine. which is
Oh yeah, the
Australia.
native Australians.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one video of like the Aboriginal people in Australia? They're like it's a bad history with like
Very bad.
with like the British colonization and all that stuff. But they did like an I'm sorry music event with like a transgender woman on the piano, and then they had 2 native Aborigines
The
musical
Australians did
thing.
this?
Yeah, it was like an Australian thing.
Fuck, dude.
And so the transgender lady is like, she plays some dumb like. Oh, it was the riff on the piano that she played. It was like, boom, 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 boom. When your dreams come true. And she kind of like pivots to the Aborigines people, and they just start like clicking the sticks together. And literally what it translates to, and no one there can understand it, but it's just like, they're singing in native Aborigines, and it translates to like, this man is wearing a dress. They're just banging
And they're fucking
this
railing
event,
on that
this
guy.
event sucks. It's so
Oh,
stupid.
my
It's
God.
one of the funniest videos
I think
I've
I've
ever watched.
seen this. I honestly think I've seen this.
Oh yeah.
I think I've seen it because they do like a subtitle after the
They
fact.
crack up like while doing it. Like,
Yeah.
two guys just.
I think I've seen this.
Oh, so funny.
Aborigines got fucked though. Like their history is worse almost than the natives. I feel like Native Americans.
Oh yeah. Well, what enlighten me, because I don't actually really know what happened. Do you know?
Lot of like segregation. Lot of. I mean, they still have a lot of them there now, and they're literally they treat them like rats over there. It's pretty bad. I have a buddy
Damn.
who lived in Alice Town. I forgot the name of it. It's a town in the middle of Australia. I don't know if you know the map of Australia.
Kansas, Australia.
Yeah, basically, it's literally in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's actually a military base.
Oh.
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
It's crazy that I think.
In the Northern Territory.
Okay.
Dead center, and it's a military base for the USA.
Whoa.
And he was stationed there, and there's Aborigines all over, and they like set cars on fire, like they rob people. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Yo, shout out my Aborigines listeners. Hey man, that's my heart goes out to you.
My heart goes out to
Yeah.
you.
We're gonna post a charity link down below to a place you can donate to help out Aborigines people.
To
And
disenfranchised
Yeah.
Aborigines.
let's
in
give
the
one Aborigines
world.
boy a Richard Milley watch.
Yeah. Just one?
Just one, but that way he can have his shit on, and then it can like inspire the other ones to be like, I gotta get my shit on.
Dude, the country's as big as the U.S., too. Which is
Australia?
nuts. Yeah, it's just as big. It's like literally the same size.
Well, it's weird because Australia only has like 3 cities that people consider like, oh, I'm gonna go here. It's what is it? Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The one he was at, it was Alice Springs.
Oh, that one in the dead center there.
Dead center. It's
Look
like
at that.
middle of the desert, just nothing going on.
Damn.
But he was there for like a year, and he was like, yeah, dude, the Aborigines are fucking nuts.
Something that's kind of always interested me. I guess it sort of makes sense, but like South Africa is the only country where like whites have invaded, and then like the blacks like fucked them up. Like the native people were like, "Yo, fuck you," and they like are kind of like apartheid.
Yeah. But apartheid was
Wait.
was against blacks.
No, hang on. Yeah. Now I think currently now it's like white farmers are getting like their shit burnt down by like the
That's
black.
definitely going on right now.
So hey, shout out South Africa for changing the narrative.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, it's
We're gonna
we
be
had
racist.
it coming.
I feel like the fucking whole script has been against white people lately, for sure, though.
I mean, yeah, but like in South Africa, they're like doing stuff about it. Like here in America, it's like, hey man, you can't post that. And it's like,
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do that anymore.
A lot of stuff I see, like comments that I get that are hate, is usually like, oh, a white guy that thinks he can just say whatever he wants, and it's like, that's crazy.
that's every white guy.
I know. It's like, what? That's every guy.
Yeah, it is pretty much every guy.
You want to come up here? Come on.
Yeah.
But we'll kiss.
Nice.
But yeah, South Africa,
South Africa.
a lot of white people.
A lot of whites. Dude, do you ever read the fucking Nelson Mandela book?
No.
The Long Walk to Freedom. It was required for my 8th grade. It was like summer reading. That was our book that we had
It's
to read.
interesting that you remember it.
I remember because it sucked. We called it the Long Read to Freedom. It was fucking horrible. Nelson Mandela, like, could you make it like a Spark Notes? Like, it should be like 1,000 words or less. But the dude filled up like it was like 600 pages. And I remember little bits like, I think like Nelson Mandela was nonviolent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a bunch of guys in South Africa burning shit down, and he was like, "No, don't do that." And they were like,
That
"Oh,
sounded
okay."
Indian.
No, I am
That
Nelson
sounded like
Mandela.
Gandhi.
That's what I was thinking. Gandhi with the nonviolent. What's a South African? Do they talk like a white
you seen
South
District
African?
9?
No,
Oh man,
that's the
a-
Alien movie, right?
Yeah, that's a banger of a movie.
it's a good movie.
Oh, for sure.
I watch a lot of crap movies. I watched. You ever see Geostorm?
Oh, I have seen that actually,
Dumb.
but that was dumb.
Yeah, very dumb.
You
I
seen
didn't.
Greenland?
Greenland. No.
It's
What's the plot of Greenland?
It's like an end of the world, and they're like, you got to go to Greenland. It's the only place that won't get hit by the meteor.
It's the only place that's safe is Greenland.
And it's a white suburban family trying to get to Greenland.
No.
They were like, how do we get to Greenland in a Subaru? And they just start
They have to drive across the Atlantic or something?
Dude, they fucking start driving to Canada. They find an airport at some point, and they get a plane. And I'm like, of course they get a plane. Like, that's got to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But it's actually got good actors. It wasn't terrible.
Okay.
But Geostorm was fucking garbage.
Geostorm was stupid. The worst part was Gerard Butler. He was supposed to be like this scientist.
Dude, he's in Greenland.
He's in Greenland? What is it with Gerard Butler in disaster movies? Because isn't he also in like a bunch of other ones? He's just not believable as like this genius scientist.
He's really not. He's got the face of a fucking...
He's too alpha looking.
Yeah.
That's a fucking like red-blooded American. Well, he's like Scottish, but...
Is he Scottish?
I think so. You can sort of hear in the Geostorm movie like his Scottish accent sneaking through. Like he'll say like he has an S, like the way that he says the letter S. It's like too smooth.
Have you seen him in Law Abiding Citizen?
No,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a fucking good one, man.
The only thing I know Gerard Butler for is that he voiced the dad on How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, really?
Hiccup, you can't fuck a dragon.
You aged yourself right there. How old are you?
25.
That's what it is, yeah. When did that movie come out?
I want to say like 2011, 2013?
2011, yeah.
Somewhere around that time.
Yeah. Because I don't think that was like a big movie of my childhood. But it
what
sounds
were big
like
movies of your childhood?
Fuck, that's a good question.
Charlie Chaplin? Silent movies?
You fuck!
Yeah.
I'm 31. Dude, fuck. What's a big one? What about TV shows? Did you watch Zoe 101?
I've seen bits and I know about it.
Did you watch Drake and Josh?
Also, that's one that I've seen slightly more of, but I don't really know a bunch.
I feel like that one would be older than you. I feel
it's
like
slightly older.
You would be more like
SpongeBob. iCarly and SpongeBob were the kind of the dominant ones in the zeitgeist whenever I was going through life.
iCarly was kind of already like, I'm too old for this.
Really?
I remember it was a banger, but I was already like, I need to move on.
Yeah, like you can recognize the greatness, but you're like, I'm 40.
Yeah, like
man.
I saw the vision, but I'm in high school.
You're
I'm
like smoking a
chicks.
cigarette, watching Nickelodeon, like fucking this shit.
I've grown,
Disney
dude.
Channel, or no, it was Nickelodeon, right?
It was Nickelodeon, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because Dan Schneider was molesting them.
Yeah, dude, that whole thing was nuts.
Did you watch the documentary on that?
I watched clips.
Okay, I've seen bits and pieces. I saw Drake Bell's like sad thing, like
and
my dad, and he didn't care about me.
But he went through a lot, man. He went through a lot. Dude.
I'm making light of it.
You're making it light, dude. That guy suffered, bro.
Objectively, he had it pretty rough, and I'm sitting here with my nice middle class upbringing, like that fucking pussy.
That dude, but everyone was always like, "Why is Drake so standoffish? Why is he always kind of like, kind of not really talking about the show and not really communicating with the fans?"
He's getting raped.
And then you find out he's getting raped, and everyone's like, "Damn, dude, respect!" Like,
I don't know if they were
not respect.
Yo, Dan Schneider, how'd you bag that, bro?
Yo,
Damn.
you got Drake. That's crazy.
You got the Drake, dapping him up.
You got Drake before Drake.
Dude, do you think like the billionaire pedophiles are like, dude, you fucked Kevin from Home Alone?
They're like comparing notes, like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're kind of like that. Like with the girls that'll do star fuckery stuff, where like the
in that pizza store, the Pizzagate store, they're all like comparing.
Yeah. Bill Clinton's like, I fucked the entire Backyardigans cast. It's like, hey, nice Bill, yeah.
Fucking remember Donnie from Wild Thornberrys? I tapped that, dude.
Dude, you got Donnie? Nice, dude. Nice.
What a very creepy meet. Like in theory, you think there are pedophiles that talk to each other and they're like,
for sure,
you think that's a
dude.
thing?
I mean, like even with the boys, there'll be like you'll get in the conversations where it's like, oh yeah, you see this? Yeah, I tapped that. I tapped that. I can only imagine like how giddy you must be if you're on the island with the only other people in the entire world that you can talk about that with, and Donald Trump's there. And then he's like, I fucked iCarly.
I gave it to her.
It's the lowercase I. I fucked iCarly.
Fucking Donald Trump hosting Disney Channel would be hilarious. I'm Donald Trump, and you're watching Disney Channel. Bam, bam.
I'm Donald Trump, and you're watching the Trump channel. It's my channel now.
Just
quite
draws
frankly.
a T.
He just draws like a giant T. It's like, come here, Freddie. Or come here, Gibby. I'm going to Gibby to you.
Where's my hug? Where's my?
Where's my hug, Gibby? I want
He's
my
a
hug.
where's
Gibby.
my hug guy for sure. Donald
Oh,
Trump.
well, yeah.
He
Where's
looks
my
like he'd be
pussy?
that guy. Where's my? I grabbed that pussy.
I grabbed them by the boy pussy.
I don't do a great Trump impression. I've never really been able to.
It's sort of one that's not even worth your time to bother perfecting because, I mean, you do it on stage, everyone's just like Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah. Shane did it too well, and now it's his. Good for him.
Yeah, it's definitely one. There's a couple things that I've seen people do where instantly it's like Shane Gillis.
The exception would be, you see, it's sort of a recent thing, the Asian guy on Speed's China stream. He does like the great Trump impression.
No, I didn't see that, but I've been watching I Show Speed's China tour.
Yeah.
And that's been pretty interesting.
I think it's when he gets to Chongqing. It's the
You
Trump
made that name
impersonator.
up.
No, that sounds like I made it up. I will give you credit. That sounds like, yeah, he went to Ching Chong and he found that guy, but no, it's
I was trying to do this bit the other day where I was like, I did a fake Chinese accent, and a lady actually thought I spoke Mandarin.
whoa.
And it was like,
That's how good it was?
well, exactly. It's like, so that's how good. But I was also like, this lady is actually so, like, she wouldn't expect someone to do that accent in a modern world.
Oh, yeah. It's
That
like
she would rather assume that I spoke Chinese.
Then maybe it was like a defense mechanism in her mind. Like, that wasn't fucked up. That was...
Exactly.
He's just
He's
embracing...
cultured.
Yeah. He must have grown up there in something.
It's like, nope, I am doing a fucking full Asian accent right now.
Nah, lady, you're right. My life was the Will Smith Karate Kid, except I was a white guy. And they were like, get out of here. You go. And you're like, no, I'm good at Kung Fu.
Well, when you do it in English, then you lose the...
Yeah, were you actually saying like stuff in Mandarin? That's
No,
probably...
I was like, oh, 新闻话，听过今天的话是要冰淇淋, like
oh,
something like
okay,
that.
you're doing like gibberish.
Just
All right.
gibberish. And she was like, oh, you speak Mandarin? I'm like, no, I'm being a fucking racist.
You didn't go racist enough. You were like, ching chong, bang bong, friggin'...
I kind of killed it too much. Yeah, I had to
were too
really
good, yeah.
slop it up.
Nice.
But anyway,
Too impressively racist. You were playing the facial racist game, and you got too good.
I got too good, climbed too high, flew too close to the sun.
Yeah, that's how it happened with Icarus. Actually, the wing thing was just a metaphor. He just said the N-word, and everyone in the togas was like,
Oh God,
Icarus! How dare there? You can't say that.
yeah, you're not from Bactria or whatever the closest thing is to a black person in that time. I don't know.
Yeah. And
Probably a
so
Persian.
Then he was like the lowest of the philosophers for a while. Like he had to do essentially like the what's that thing? What am I thinking of? Where they record like the $5 like some like washed up celebrities will record like the little videos.
Cameo.
Cameo, yeah, he does like the ancient Greek equivalent of cameo. Like,
That's so funny.
hey guys, it's Icarus. Happy birthday,
Happy
Josh.
And he has to do that the rest of his life.
Hey, Christina, man, I hope you're having a great 28th birthday.
That's like
Shout out me, Icarus.
That's like this. It's like Sisyphus. You heard the Sisyphus one?
The rolling the boulder up
The
the hill?
role that would be his. Like for the rest of his life, he has to do a cameo.
Hey guys, it's me, Sisyphus. I am the one who knocks. Just doing movie line. Is that? And he's just like, oh, fuck.
I was thinking about this the other day too. Do you think that the situation we have with the N-word has ever happened in history before?
Where like people in ancient Egypt were like, you can't say
You can't say
Parthenon?
Egyptian. Only I can say Egyptian or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't
You think
know.
that's happened before, or
Well,
is this
probably-
like a very unique moment that
This
we're
is-
living in?
This is sort of a thing that very like right-leaning people will like bring up when it comes to the whole like cancel culture and like wokeism stuff. But it's like
What do you
people
mean?
back then probably had bigger problems.
Oh yeah, like they're killing us.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, there's no grain for the harvest. Like, it probably becomes less of a priority where it's like, I feel like I'm an Egyptian.
Yeah, but that's gotta happen. Like even in Africa, there's gotta be like one.
There's like a transgender hunter-gatherer.
I know. I don't think that's happening. To be completely honest, I honestly doubt they have transgender problems. But I bet they have things where they're like. I think if you're transgender in Africa, you keep your fucking mouth shut. Is how that works.
you cannot stay in the village. You have to come hunt with us. No, father. I feel like a woman.
He's like putting on the lip rings like a woman.
He's putting on like the stacked neck thing. Son, put that away.
He walks into a mud hut and he's like, oh, trying to take him off real fast.
Father, it is not what it looks like. You are not a son of mine.
You are no son of mine.
You get out of our village right
He has
now.
to move to a big city like Bahrain or whatever the hell the big city is in Africa to like be welcome.
No, he would move to New York City for Fashion Week.
That's
He'd
right.
be like, I am going to discover myself.
He's a cab driver. I don't think they even have cabs anymore in New York.
Well, he'd be an Uber driver.
Uber drivers move, yeah.
Uber and DoorDash, a lot of minorities.
Dude, they're coming for you guys, though. Waymo's fucking coming, dude.
Waymo is a big one. Every time I see a Waymo, I stop in front of it obnoxiously and I go, oh,
Yeah.
fucking hate robots.
Every time I see a Waymo, I think, like, imagine being chased by a murderer, like in like a typical horror movie, and you're in the woods, and he's right behind you, and you run out to like a road, and you're like, oh my God, I need to find a car, and then you see headlights, and you're like, thank God, and it's a fucking Waymo.
Yeah.
And then you just get stabbed. And that's it.
You could jump on top of the Waymo and it would probably... Well,
Record
actually, no,
it.
it would stop because it'd be like, get off the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
That would suck.
Could you be like, Waymo, call 911?
That would be an interesting feature to add. But
Yeah.
then people on the street would fucking yell, Waymo, call one.
Waymo, crash!
Waymo, say the N-word.
I do as my master commands. Yeah. I was thinking, I never did this as a bit because it was kind of too racially like, but I had a theory that the initial Waymo pilot vehicles, it was just like one guy in Dubai or like in Mumbai, India, controlling it remotely from his laptop.
Oh, it wasn't even autonomous. It was just some
it's
dude.
literally just like a guy controlling it over Zoom on his laptop and somewhere in like the third world India, and he's getting stuck in Austin traffic like,
That's so funny.
holy fuck, get out of the way.
I feel like that would
is
be
a green light. You are not going on the green.
that's got to be cheaper than like designing a fucking automated car.
Oh yeah, just have someone else drive it. But then what if their Wi-Fi goes out and just
Yeah, dude just got a fucking Waymo in the middle of I-35.
or it's like the guy has to take a piss and he's like, fuck it, they'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
You could probably do crazy shit too and just not care because it's half a world away.
Oh yeah, no, the consequences. Well, that's the same thing with like drone warfare, where it's like the guys piloting the drones, they'll just nuke fucking villages off the face of the earth, and then it's like a video game. Like you don't actually feel anything because you're not there.
I saw this thing that there are pilots in the Air Force, and they were getting upset because they were giving accolades and war medals to people.
Just these fat gamers with neck beards.
Exactly, like fucking gamers. And they're like, dude, I'm in their fucking heat of battle, and this dude's in a fucking hut.
He's in the gamer chair
Yeah.
with like eating Doritos. Like, chat, should we nuke this village? Chat.
Chat, W in chat, nuke the village.
Chat. I put a poll up in chat. Should we launch the ICBMs towards Palestine? Yes or no? Chat.
And these guys are getting like medals of honor, like fucking.
I'm just imagining like a guy walking across like the presidential stage in like a Walmart mobile scooter, like
yeah.
And Trump's like, "What a great hero this guy!
This guy's a hero.
He killed many enemies. He was victorious in the heat of battle."
But you got to save yourself. Say the N-word. Yeah.
Of course, Mr. President. I served my country well.
And then all these jacked Marines who have been training their whole life are like, I've been fucking robbed.
Yeah. Or what about like, do you think the drone pilots still get PTSD from when their Wi-Fi went out or something? Where it's like, all I saw was darkness.
Dude, that would be so funny if there was a fucking... oh, dude. If there was a fucking... a PTSD meeting. And this guy's like, like, I got so scared.
The F button was stuck on my keyboard. I couldn't stop filing the bodies that I saw.
Oh my god. And then there's just like dudes who have seen actual fucking war and trauma just standing there like, I can't fucking believe we're giving this guy the day.
It was 80 degrees in the room and my leg was stuck to the chair and I couldn't get up.
He's like, I got restless leg syndrome from sitting all day. I developed a blood clot.
I got carpal tunnel, multiple tours.
I had to get an aeronomic mouse pad or some fucking. You know, one of those big ones that like do this shit. You know, because like it's better for your wrists.
My wife cheated on me while I was on tour.
That's crazy.
The doctor said that my hand will never be the same.
Those guys probably get all the same benefits and everything.
Probably, yeah. You're still doing like military service.
Yeah. But it's like, damn, do they deserve it?
I think yes.
I think, yeah, but fuck, dude. Those guys' boots on the ground like Navy SEALs, they deserve something extra.
The double Medal of Honor.
The double.
Yeah.
The real one?
The double quarter-pounder Medal of Honor. the double cheese stop with the bun in the middle.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah. They deserve something like that.
I mean, those people will like get the... I don't know. I mean, no one. I think in general, people associate respect at least a little bit to like your physical characteristics, as far as like how jacked you are.
Yeah.
Because like when you see like a football player, like a basketball player or something, it's like a part of it is like how physically imposing that they are. I mean, because like fucking Ninja from Fortnite. I mean, he made more money than a lot of those guys will ever make. But I mean, there's not a lot of. I don't think there was a lot of women being like, "Oh, is that Tyler Blevins? That's Fortnite Ninja."
Well, I bet he gets bitches though.
I mean, yeah, but like purely from money. Whereas, like, I think there's another level to like.
I don't know. There's a lot of gamer girls that would be like, "Damn, dude."
Well, I'm talking so like the Miami sluts, like.
Oh yeah, you're not getting that.
Yeah.
You're getting e-girl.
Yeah, there's like a specific type of woman who's into that, and I mean the
Yeah.
guy's doing fine. I think he's engaged, so he's
Yeah.
probably cheated on her. I don't know, Tyler. Hey, if you're watching Fortnite Ninja, dude, we'd love
Ninja,
to have you
dude.
on. Ninja,
Yo.
hey, Ninja, dude, this could be you sitting right here making racist jokes and ruining your career
Hell
preemptively.
yeah. But fucking, I think they do. You know, in South Korea, StarCraft, like a video game, is their national sport.
Oh yeah,
And they get bitches. Like you'll see them at events, like StarCraft events, and they have like literal just a lineup of girls who are like, "Oh my god, That's a thing in fucking South Korea.
interesting.
But we're still in the football era here.
Yeah, do you feel like that will eventually fade away and like give way to like an esports era of like these are the most decorated men in our society?
I think for the U.S. it's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
But I think a country like South Korea, which is basically a giant city, there's not a lot of rural.
Yeah, it's just all
Fuckheads.
Seoul is like the only. I was watching a video about that, whereas like every single smaller city in the country is basically being sucked dry because all the jobs are in Seoul, all the housing is like super cheap everywhere else except for Seoul, but no
Yeah.
one can live anywhere else because that's where the work is.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it, and I think it makes the country like super developed, and it gives us a glimpse into what the future will look like. And I think
Potentially, there's also drawbacks to that.
What do you mean?
As far as you get, I mean, have you ever looked into like it's happening in China a bit too. I'm sure it's happening in South Korea, like Bailan. You ever heard of that? Where like the
No.
lying flat like kind of movement of the young people. They're just like checking out of corporate life, and it's like I'm gonna just sit in my room and play video games because that's all that modern life offers me. I can't get a job. I can't afford to buy property. I'm just gonna say fuck the system and just kind of coast for my entire life. That's a big thing that's going on, and that's
You think that's
spurred-
happening here too?
I think so. That happened to me, kinda. I mean, I'm doing stand up, but if it weren't for that, then I would be fucking just coasting at like some shitty corporate job that I hate, literally doing nothing except for going home watching Netflix and spending time at a job.
That's how I felt about my corporate job. Is I was like, man, I felt like the next step was oh, so I just make money to buy another property to rent that out, and then just to keep
kind of keep doing that forever.
do that forever, and it's like, and then I never do anything fun.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I was like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that blows. It's a sad way to live.
That's why I quit my corporate job. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, fuck the system.
Yeah, and I still sell loans. I just do it independently, but
Nice.
but I'm not trying to do that whole thing.
Oh yeah, like clocking into like an office and
Because that
stuff.
fucking sucks, dude.
It's soulless. Yeah.
It's soulless, and you hate yourself.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, the money is just insane, though.
That is the one thing I will say. I was making like $85K at the corporate job, and I probably will not touch that type of money again for another 10, 15 years if I'm lucky.
Damn. So you had a taste, and you were like, nope.
I'm not a big buying shit guy. I don't really care about money that much. It's like beyond like having enough to like have a place to stay and eat out occasionally. I really don't care because like I was making all that money, but without any sort of like budgeting or like financial awareness whatsoever, I saved like 30 grand.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I really don't need all this money.
Yeah, so
and
you're
I
pretty
hate
smart
this
then.
job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm smart. I just don't have the urge. I think a lot of people struggle with like buying shit. And so it's not fair for me to say, oh, I'm just smarter than those people. I just don't have that same whatever childhood trauma makes you think like, oh, I have to get Taylor Swift tickets.
I think you can comfortably say that you know how to operate money better than most people.
I would say I'm pretty as good with money as one can be at very poor levels. If I had more, I would invest, but I really just don't. I maybe
You have $1 million right now. What do you do?
I honestly wouldn't change that much. I would get like maybe a nicer apartment.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would live in pretty much the same place. I would maybe cook less. I would eat out a lot. I would probably, if I had unlimited money, I would eat out for every meal. I hate cooking.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And I would still maybe cook sometimes. But as far as like, am I gonna go to fucking Saint-Tropez every week? And I would maybe do like a Vegas trip. And I would have
With your best friends, just have a nice trip.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I would do the one exorbitant rich thing I have thought about where it's like, I would do that. It's like a stupid money purchase. I would have a soda fountain with every single type of soda in my house. I fucking love soda.
Really? You're a big soda guy.
Soda's incredible. I gave it up for a few years for cross country, and I came back to it, and it was like reuniting with like a lost lover.
That's
it was like,
interesting.
Oh, it was so good.
I avoid soda, man. I completely avoid it. When I have it, it's like a dessert. It's so sweet. So
Yeah.
I really try to avoid it. But I think I don't know. I don't know if it's because of how I eat or who I am or my body type or whatever.
Probably healthier for you to be that way.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
When I drink soda, I can feel it in my veins.
It's like too sweet, and you like
so
feel the
sweet.
sugar setting
I can
in.
feel the insulin kicking in after. I'm like, damn, dude, this shit's hitting me.
I can understand that. And yeah. And then I would also have like a harem of prostitutes or something like that. I don't know.
I feel like if I had $1 million, I wouldn't change my life like that much. I think I would be, yeah, because you said I'd probably eat out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would pretty much be doing exactly what I'm doing.
Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. Because I think at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, money is great and whatever. And I think everyone should have enough to like be somewhat comfortable and like be able to eat and have like a roof over their heads and stuff. But beyond that, it's like, what do you need?
What do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I think it just becomes a game of like, I mean, what can you do? Like,
what I honestly think it is like what happened to you with cross country, where people, they get challenged by somebody else.
oh, like you'll never be the biggest company in the world. And the guy's like, oh, I'll show you.
Or not even that, like you'll never have a house here, you'll never be able to live. And then people will like work to achieve a goal of like, I need to.
You'll never own property on Westlake, kid. And then he like makes out with a guy's wife.
Exactly. Like what I was saying earlier, like Westlake people, it's like that's, to them, it's like an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I have achieved this status and that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I don't think I would change my life at all.
That's probably good. I think very materialistic people like rub me the wrong way. Like I don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could probably invest in like certain things that you like in comedy. You could probably invest in like if you had $1 million, you could maybe like even buy a place and start your own shows. I don't know if that's something you're interested in doing.
I mean, I guess I would, but I mean, it's not something I like lay awake dreaming about.
Right.
It's just like my only goal with comedy is just to like keep doing it, and that's sort of like.
That's a good goal.
So I watched like a few videos on this because it happened with cross country and with engineering, where it's like I achieve the thing and then it's like it's all gone. Like the chase was what I really enjoyed about it, and once I have it, it's like okay, that wasn't actually what I wanted.
You're right.
The way that I've heard it best broken down is it's like there are two types of tasks in your life. Everything can kind of be grouped into this. There are tasks that end, and then there are tasks that have no ending. And I think stand up is a task that has no ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you assign, like, some sort of, like, making it value to it, where it's like, I want to make X amount of dollars, or I want to headline the fucking Wilbur in Boston, or, like, I want to do X and X, and that's when I'll know I've made it. It's like, yeah, well, what's going to happen is you're going to get there.
And then you'll fucking be depressed.
You'll be miserable forever. You'll be trapped in a life that you don't want anymore. And that does happen to people. Chris DiStefano, you know who that is?
Yeah, I heard about this, actually.
Oh, I think I might have told you or someone else did.
I think we were talking outside of Creek.
He was in Madison, and one of my buddies was in the green room with him, and he was saying, like, yeah, man, I hate stand-up now. Like, I don't even want to do it anymore. And that's like, oh, shit. Well, you're kind of locked in now, buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to work at Walmart at 40 years old? I mean, you could, but good luck.
But, I mean, he has other outs. I mean, he's pretty famous, so he could do...
He's famous through stand-up. Like, I mean, you don't have to do stand-up, but the money on the road is good. Like, as if you're at that level, like, he can sell out any club in the country. And, like, I've talked with club owners at Wisconsin for the club I was at locally. Stavros, when he went there, I think he did 8 shows, and he walked away, I think, with, like, $75K for that weekend. So then it's like a golden handcuffs thing. So you get locked in a lifestyle that demands that.
But if you hate it now, it's
But if you
like,
hate it, then
fuck.
you're trapped. The key, I think, is to keep your burden light and to not need that much in general. Like, it's cool to have nice things, but eventually, like, the things own you.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like with the corporate job is, like, the more shit that I bought, it's like, okay, this is just
You have to
more
sustain
shit that I have
that.
to maintain now.
Yeah.
That I don't actually really want. I'm just kind
Yeah.
of buying it because everyone else is.
It's a Fight Club thing.
Yeah. We could buy, what was the quote? We
You
buy shit we don't
that
want.
we don't need to impress people
we don't care
like
about. Yeah.
Wait, what? Actually, hold on. Let me find it.
We're fucking it up, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, that's, I think if you can find something that you enjoy doing and you can, like, set it up to where there isn't necessarily an end goal, the goal is just to, like, keep doing it and keep seeing yourself improve. Because I think you can do that with stand-up. And it's not that I'll never fall out of love with it. I'm sure that it'll eventually come. I think I'm in the golden... kind of like I'm in the rose-tinted glasses era right now. I'm only like 2.5 years in, which is nothing.
Do you ever have moments where you're like, man, I fucking hate this?
Not yet, really. There have been like some times where like I'll be having like a really like I'll be sick or something, and I'm having like a rough week, and it'll be like, oh yeah, I committed to this show on this day. There have been like 1 or 2 nights like that, and I think that's unavoidable. But for the most part, it's been like I look forward to doing stand-up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like the hardest part, especially for me, because I'm newer, like you said, 2 years. I mean, I've been doing it like 8 months.
That's nothing, yeah.
For me, I feel like the hardest part is just you kind of go to these mics and there's like nobody that you know. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the shitty piece.
Well, that'll get better with time. I mean,
Yeah,
you keep
yeah.
going and you'll meet more people and you'll be acquainted better with people. Well, I came here knowing a guy, and I mean, I'd say I'm pretty comfortable now, like knowing a fair amount of people, like wherever I go. But it started out not like that. And then in Madison, it was even worse because I went into the city knowing 0 people. And I think it took me like 6 months to have a friend in stand-up. And then like it was like I was like 1.5 years in to Madison whenever I started hanging out with stand-up people outside of stand-up, when it was like, okay, this is like an actual friend. It's not just like we'd both do open mics. This is like someone I actually hang out with.
Yeah, yeah.
But that takes time. All good things take time.
Yeah, but I do like it. I do enjoy it. It is kind of fulfilling to have an idea that you think is good, and then to go out there and do it, and people are like, yeah, that is funny.
Oh yeah, like having people like agree with you, and it's also
Yeah.
like it's creatively fulfilling. You're creating something.
Yes.
It's not just mindless consumption of shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
You're making other people consume that shit.
Exactly, and that's a big one too. Is especially like when I was at a comic, I was at a open mic on Annie's. Have you been to Annie's?
I don't think so.
It's on East. It's on East Riverside. It's an open mic out there. It's like a tiny place, but it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And I did a joke, and this guy came up to me and he's like, "Yeah, that was a good premise." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And
Nice.
It was cool to have a moment where you're like, "Yeah, like someone agrees with the premise and the idea and the concept."
Yeah, someone sees what you see.
Yeah, and it's like that's cool. That's always cool to have that validation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also kind of funny to have that moment of validation and then to see someone hate your bit,
Yeah.
and then you're like, "But I know." You know what I mean? You don't get it.
Nah, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
But it is fun. I do enjoy it. But I think you're right. Like, you just got to keep doing it. You can't really have an expectation.
Yeah, because anything like what I've learned, and I'm glad that I've had like those experiences, but like what I've learned from that is like, yeah, it's like essentially everything you attach like some sort of like real world, like, oh, this is when I'm done, or this is when I've succeeded. Then you'll get there and it'll be gone.
Yeah. You just got to have fun.
It'll just evaporate in the dust. The chase is the fun part.
Yeah. You just got to have fun with it.
Yeah.
What else do you do? You have any other hobbies?
Nah, dude. How my brain works is I always zero in on one thing, and everything else in my life takes like such a heavy backseat to it that I really don't. I'll do I want to get this going again. I was doing it a little bit in Wisconsin. I'll play like soccer or something on the weekends with like pick up soccer. But,
That's good. That's probably just because it's healthy.
oh yeah, and like you get outside and you meet non-stand-ups, which is good to hang out with people
It
that aren't
is.
saying the N-word all the time.
It is good. That's one thing I've also hated is I feel like when you're hanging out with comics, they're always
Always on.
on. And it's like, damn, dude, can we just talk?
Yeah, no, I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah.
I'll be that way, and especially like my family will bring it up to me where it's like, "Hey, Nathan, does it have to be a joke right now? Like this
Yeah.
is a serious event." And I'll be like,
My friends have been doing that to me too. They're like, dude,
"You're starting to do it."
like they're like, oh, you're always doing a bit, and I'm like, dude, I'm hanging out. I don't know, but because it has been like a more, important part of my life now has been, doing this.
It's also fun to be funny. Fucking
It is. It's addicting.
yeah, but I mean, it is also like. Nah, I get the always on thing, and it's also good to have perspectives from people who aren't exactly the same as you all the time.
That's true. That's a good piece. But I think some comics are worse than others. Like, I don't think you're not like that, I don't think.
Oh, as far as like an always on,
Always
like you're
on?
like, oh, I don't actually know what he thinks about
Yeah,
anything. It's
I
like he's
don't
always
think
trying to
you're
run
like
that
that.
joke. Oh, thank you, man.
I think there are some people who are like, damn, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, there are some people like that. But, I mean, she likes you, dude.
Hey, I'm glad.
She really likes you.
We got my family has a little chocolate lab at home who's pretty similar to, what was it, Mina?
Yeah.
Yeah, very kind of like vaguely standoffish, and they'll cuddle for a bit, but they won't like if you're not feeling it, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of like go as needed.
After, like, she usually will do this, and then when I get too close, she gets warm, and then she goes under the couch. Yeah. Because she can fit under this one.
Really?
Yeah, that one, I don't know. This one is actually a new couch. I got it just for this. But this, she will crawl under this fucking couch.
Seems very no. Okay, I could see it now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to watch, but she makes it work.
Nice.
And then she'll go under my bed. That's the other one she does, just because it's cool. She's a big furry beast, so she gets warm easy. And I run it kind of hot in here.
Do you? I feel pretty normal.
I think the AC is going right now,
Nice.
so I haven't actually switched it over, and it's been a cold night.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Shit, motherfucker. Shit.
What's some of the better shows or open mics or whatever you've been doing lately?
Black Rabbit is the fucking best.
Yeah?
Dude. I got on there. It was such an annoying process to get in the first place because, I've got a lot of friends who started at Black Rabbit when it was nothing. And like they're talking like 4 people in a show, and they're like, holy shit, we got 4 people. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And that when I got here, like from the day I moved here, it was like popping. And so, and then what that comes with is everyone's trying to get in now. Now it's like the place to be. And so I literally hung around there every weekend for like 7 months before I like asked the guy who books shit, like, hey, if you guys need barkers. And he popped me in, and I've been doing good, which is great. And they've been giving me spots. I'm very thankful. Shout out Black Rabbit.
Yeah, I've been in there a couple times. It's nice.
Oh, it's a kill box, dude.
It's tight. It's nice.
It's one of the best ways you can set up a room. Low ceilings, dark, no interruptions. A lot of the stuff around here, it's like there's just chatter in the back.
Yeah.
And there's none of that at Rabbit.
Dude, that's my biggest pet peeve is when there's some like a show going and then there's like a fucking loud conversation.
Yeah, or there's like traffic or something where it's just like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is such an easy thing to get rid of.
I
but
would go
we're
to
not.
Tiniest a lot.
Yeah.
And then I stopped going because I was just like, man, this is a rough one. Just because it's outside, they shut the mics off at like 10, I think, because they got complaints. And I was like, man, I don't know if I can keep going to this one. But I like the host and everything and all.
Oh yeah, Courtney's cool.
But it's just like, man, this one is just not doing it. I don't think this is the one.
Nah, man.
But the Creek ones, just because I like the setup and I like the location and all that, that one I usually go to just because of all that.
Well, eventually you keep doing it enough, and eventually you'll start to get like shows with like real people in there. If it makes you feel any better, like in Madison, I don't think I got on an actual show until I was like a year and a couple months in.
I got on a show recently. It was my first one.
Yeah, how'd it go? What'd you do?
It was a guy I met at Little Woodrow's. I do the open mic there. It's on South. It's on Mondays.
Everything I do is mostly downtown.
Yeah, this one was not downtown. It's at South. And I go there Mondays every now and then when I don't sign up for Kill Tony. And I met this guy. He had the same birthday as me. And he's like, hey, I'm doing a show for my birthday. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. And he gave me 10 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I had to do 10 minutes. And I barely had enough to make it work. The downside was that week I had flu.
Oh.
So I was barely recovered, and I was still like weak and like falling apart. And I went there and I did it. He sent me the 10-minute set, and I thought I did well when I did it. And then
You
I
watch it
watched
back and you're like,
and I was like, ooh, this is hard to watch.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I don't know. In the moment, I felt good, but then afterward, I was like, wish I didn't watch the footage.
You ruined it for yourself.
Yeah,
That's
I
funny.
ruined it. But I mean, it was an experience. So it was cool to do 10. I was like, all right, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's something to do. That's pretty sweet.
But
Now, eventually it'll start kicking up more. You keep doing it long enough, you'll get better and better. And then, I mean, I do think maybe this is young and naive to think. I think it only gets better is if you're persistent enough and you can keep at it. And like, not that there won't ever be bad times, but like if you can just like fucking keep trucking. Because there have been guys, like the thing that kind of shocks me sometimes is like there are guys that do it at like the club level who are like touring around the country who are not good.
yeah.
Yeah. But they've just been doing it so long, they made the right connections and they kind of failed their way up to it. And it's like, oh, okay, but like if you could be good on top of that,
Yeah,
that is another level.
That's the dream. But I do think a lot of it is connections. Like, for the more I'm in it, the more I realize, like, that guy knows that guy, who knows this guy, who knows that guy,
It's
who
all
knows this
about who
guy.
you know.
And it's all a who you know game.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be, and you'll see guys who are like, damn, this guy's fucking good,
But he doesn't know
but
nobody.
he doesn't know nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how it works. It's
And
sad but true.
It is sad but true, but it is a thing.
It's like that with every industry. Like,
I agree.
I honestly feel like comedy is one of the better ones because it is like somewhat merit based. Because if someone sucks and they get on a stage, you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know real quick. And even if they do have like the connections and the social clout, that'll really only get you so far.
Right.
But like with other stuff, fucking music, especially nowadays, you got auto tune, you got like ghost writers, you get ghost like producers. You can really like just be in the backseat for your entire music career and never really do anything.
Well, I think
as long as you're hot.
I was talking to a DJ here the other day, and he was telling me that music, it is different because you can just press play.
Mm-hmm. Especially with DJing.
You know what I mean? Like, you can just put some bullshit on and just be up there and like, and if you know the right people, you'll get all the way to the fucking top.
Oh, yeah. I think Taylor Swift's dad was like an exec at a record company.
Oh, really?
That's what I've heard.
Fuck.
It's all
Damn,
bullshit
you shattered
like that.
Swift for me.
Yeah. And I think like there's a bit of that in comedy too. I think who's one I'm thinking of? I don't know, but I mean,
but like, I get it though. Like, everyone, you need to connect. Like, you can't just completely go bareback onto comedy and not
just
know anybody.
one man success your way to the top. That doesn't happen.
I do get the networking aspect, but you know, I think we love to highlight the guy who had nothing and then made it. We all love that guy.
It's a fun story.
It is a fun story, but we kind of romanticize it too much. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta find your way to the top.
Yeah, no man is an island and stuff. Yeah. And also, like, it's not that only the person at the top is happy. You know,
like Shane Gillis.
I mean, I'm sure. I hope Shane Gillis is doing good. Shane, if you're watching this, man, I'd love to. I would be honored to come on your podcast.
He seems happy. Like, when I look at him, I think this is a guy who's at the absolute top.
It's also his job to seem happy.
That's the thing. Do you think he's annoyed by his position? Do you think sometimes he's like, man, I wish that I could just do a shitty gig and nobody knew who I was?
Maybe not with stand-up. I think maybe stand-up you enjoy the success, but like with that level of fame, it's the stuff outside of stand-up that suffers. Like, you can't go to Walmart no more.
That's true.
I can't take a walk in the park. I can't fucking go to Pete Terry's without being just mobbed.
Louis said something about this. He was saying, like, I can't even bomb anymore. He was saying something like that. He's like, because I'm such a big deal, and I walk into a room, people are like, oh,
they're
my
like
God.
on their feet. They're like, it's fucking Louis.
And he could just say the N-word, and they would be like, yeah, Louis. Like, you know, like, he could just get away with anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, you don't get. That's the other thing is like whenever like people talk about a lot of times like a comedian's best work will be before they got huge. Well, what happens there is like, hey, maybe there's a little bit of like your attention's divided. Or maybe like you've made it and now you don't want it as bad anymore. But also people won't give you as reliable feedback because they're just so pumped to see you.
Yeah.
You're their parasocial friend.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, now I can't
That's what
work
they say
out.
about like people like Putin and stuff like that.
Yeah, he has no one around him that's brave enough to tell him no. And
Yeah.
fucking, I'm not going to tell him no. That guy would assassinate me.
Like, are you going to go to Shane Gillis and say, that's not funny? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That I'm fucking Shane Gillis.
Especially
You know what I mean?
when it's like, when I'm a comic and there's that part of me in my head where it's like, oh, he could take me on the road, change my life. Which, like, hey, Shane, if you're watching, man, you don't have to. I would be honest with you, bro. I would tell you if a joke sucked. But
I bet he probably has friends who are closer enough to him, especially comics. Who
you
got to
keep the day ones around where it's like, hey, man, that one is not it.
Or
you
just
gotta
your
have people
close
honest
buddy.
enough with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you gotta have people like that, and it's very important to like keep the yes men away. But I don't know. I feel like you can still be like pretty content with life and enjoy stand up at like kind of like a mid level. Like you tour around the country, you do a weekend here or there. Like that's plenty of money to live off of.
Yeah.
What more do you want? I think like shooting for the top is good and all, and not that I'm not trying to do that, but like if you make that your entire thing, you'll never give yourself time to be happy.
You think he's had that moment where he's like, dang, dude, I was aiming for this goal, and now I'm like, fuck.
I think everyone has that moment.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, because what more does Shane have left to do? 'Cause
Exactly.
You ever, this is one that I kind of think of. You ever have like, you play Minecraft ever?
A little.
Yeah, you ever have that thing where it's like in a survival world, you beat that end dragon and you get all the elytra, you get all this shit, and then you're just walking around like, fucking, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
I've done it all.
Big one for me is World of Warcraft.
Oh, is there a similar kind of progression
Same
there?
thing. And there's a moment where you get to the highest level, you got all the cool gear, and you're just like, I guess I get off. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm not going to play anymore.
I guess I've done it. But then it's like,
So the
you can't
game-
do that with your life.
Well, but it can happen. You know what I mean? Like, if like a Shane Gillis, you get to the point where like I'm doing sold out arenas all over the fucking country. Where do I go? Like at that point, it's like you got to be into movies now. You got to do like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, you can. I guess you can like pivot to that.
You
And I
gotta
think
start
it's
doing
sort of what
movies
he's
and
trying to
shit.
do. He's got the Netflix show, and I think he's wanting to do some movie shit.
Yeah, because you gotta build and grow in some way.
I don't think it's possible for anyone to do the same thing for their entire lives. Like, there's got to be some sort of switch up. And,
Yeah.
I mean, fucking look at like the Key and Peele guys. Like Jordan Peele is like a movie director.
Horror
now.
movies.
Horror movies of all things. He switched genres on us.
And he's so good at them,
He's
too.
incredible.
Have
Get
you
Out
seen
was
him?
awesome.
Get
Nope was
Out?
really good. You know the
No.
one I really wanted to watch, but I didn't get around to seeing because I'm so fucking poor,
What?
is the Monkey Man that he made. It's like an action
Oh, the
Bollywood.
action movie with
Yeah.
the Indian guy?
Yeah, I forget. Dev Patel, I think is his name.
Yeah, yeah.
That looked like, it was sort of like an action comedy thing.
That guy was in The Green Knight. I watched that movie.
Really?
It's pretty good.
I'll have to give that a watch.
But Monkey Man, I do remember that movie when it came out. My buddy was like, "It's gonna be so fucking good." What was
It
the one
looked
with the
good.
alien spaceship? Was that Nope?
Alien Spaceship, I think, was Nope. Nope was the one where there were like these like kind of copy versions of humans that lived in like an underground
No, I
thing.
didn't. Oh! I did see that one.
Yeah.
What's the other one, man? Fuck.
I don't know. Black ass aliens.
Nope. Get Out.
Just do Jordan Peele movies.
Yeah, that's better.
Otherwise, you're just yelling at Google like,
I know. Nope.
nope,
It's like,
get
what
out,
the fuck
Google.
do you want, dude?
It's like, I'm sorry.
Us was the one you're
Us.
thinking of. Nope is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, I saw Us. I didn't see Nope.
Yeah, Us
He did
was
Toy
fucking-
Story 4?
Did he really? Holy shit.
Or maybe he was like in it.
Damn. Maybe. What else this guy do? This guy, dude, when Get Out came out,
What a
fuck.
very successful career. And it has Key and Peele so low down there. That needs to be higher up because that's what I feel like everyone knows him from.
Oh yeah, for sure. That show was so fucking good.
Oh, it's incredible. It's one of I honestly, this might be controversial. I
Better
put
than
Key and Peele
Chappelle?
above Chappelle's
That's
show.
crazy.
You really disagree?
You're insane.
Nah, man. Everyone glazes
again-
Chappelle way too hard.
Again, you have aged yourself.
No, man. No.
I think it's an
this is
age
not
thing.
an age thing.
I think it is.
Here's the thing with Chappelle's show, and it's not bad. It's great, in fact. It's a very close draw between Key and Peele and Chappelle's show, but I am giving the edge to Key and Peele because I think Chappelle's show is like most of the big stuff is like racially centric, where it's like, oh, the wife swap, or like the what is it? The other
The
one.
Black Klans guy.
The
Who's
Black
blind.
Klansman, the blind one.
The
Yeah,
race,
that's another one. The
the
racial draft.
racial draft.
Yeah, it's like, and those are funny as shit. I'm not saying that they're not, but
Yeah.
like Key and Peele, they do all sorts of shit. Like the variety, I think with Key and Peele is better.
One of my
and
favorite.
they'll still do like they do the racial stuff at just as high of a level as Chappelle's show.
Right. And I think they had a higher production, and it was a better production value,
Yeah.
and they operated longer, and there wasn't drama behind like how the show was produced and all that, like what happened with Chappelle.
Oh, with like the pulling out of the contract stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of like comparing. It's kind of like comparing an iPhone 1 to an iPhone 2. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
That's kind of what I see. It's like
in what way? I
it-
mean, like production
it's the
value is one thing, but
like he invented the fucking iPhone. You know what I mean?
Chappelle did not invent sketch comedy.
No, but he teed it up. He walked so they could run.
I think he did it the best that it's been done at that point. I think when it came out, it was the best it's ever done, but I do think Key and Peele went up them.
Yeah, but because they had a template, you know what I mean?
He
created a template.
No, he did not create a template. He built off. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that came before Chappelle's show. I think like fucking
What other big
Mr.
sketch were-
Show, I think was a big one.
What other sketch shows?
Mr. Show, there was one that happened with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross. I can't remember if that was before or after. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was before because Chappelle's show was like early 2000s, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of like British sketch comedy. There's a lot of those, and I'm
I just
drawing
feel like
a blank
sketch
on the
comedy
names.
wasn't a big deal. Like maybe the Sarah Silverman show.
Maybe it was. I mean, like I'm not saying that Chappelle's show sucked. Like Chappelle's show was groundbreaking, and it fucking popped when it popped, and I think it was incredible. But it was like Chappelle was not the first one to do a sketch comedy show.
Yeah, I just think he was just the most successful, and I don't know.
Success is one thing. What are your points in saying that it was like a better show? Other than like, I mean, if you want to point to like highest grossing or like
I'm
biggest
giving-
cultural impact.
Cultural impact. I feel like when Chappelle's show came out, everybody was like, damn, here's a sketch comedy show that is fucking good. I feel like most sketch comedy shows kind of suck.
It is very hit or miss with a lot of sketch
super
comedy
hit or
shows.
miss.
Well, fucking SNL was a sketch comedy show.
And a lot of them suck.
Yeah, a lot of them suck, but
They're
it's
doing
also like
dog shit every night, but then the big ones make it, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, Chappelle's show, it's not that Chappelle's show didn't have duds, but we remember the big ones. I mean,
Right.
nothing hits at 100%, but I mean, like that's SNL. That's another example of some like that was around since the 70s. And I mean, yeah, there were some like bad years of it, but like for it to get it that big in the first place, it had to be good at some point.
It had to be good.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with that. And SNL has bangers. Like
Absolutely.
I still go through and watch some of the sketches.
The
like from
cowbell one.
Cowbell, the Jacuzzi,
Yeah.
Van Down by the River.
Oh, yeah.
What's some other big ones?
Mad TV. That's another sketch show.
Mad TV, yeah.
Whitest Kids You Know.
Okay, that is a good example.
There you go.
That's a good example. Whitest Kids You Know is a good example. I still watch Whitest Kids You Know clips, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
shit was so fucking good. Man.
White people could do it too.
Yeah, the fucking. I still love the one where he's like, "It's a grapist." Have you seen that one?
I don't think I've seen that one. Send that to me if you.
It's a grape, like soda company, and they're pitching ideas in a boardroom for a commercial. And they're like, we created a character, and he's the grapist.
Mm-hmm.
And he ties kids to a radiator, and he grapes them.
Jesus Christ.
And everyone's like, this is awful. And they're like, why is this awful? Like, this is a cool idea for a show. And they're all like, no, this is fucking terrible. It's a great sketch. It's so funny.
One of my favorite ones, I think it was Mad TV. There was a sketch they did with, have you seen the potato salad sketch? So it's this lady and she's going to like a backyard potluck and she's got this like potato salad and she sets it down with all the other dishes. Everyone's stopping by with their plates. No one's getting their potato salad. They stop by her dish and they're like, they pass by. Every single one does this. They even show like the dog getting up on the table and the dog is like, and then he just like goes away from it. And eventually she's like freaking out like, guys, please, someone try my food. I made it. I worked really hard on it. If you would just, you're being disrespectful by not trying my dish. And so everyone's like, all right, fine, we'll try a dish. And then they all have, every single person gets like a scoop of potato salad. And then it shows a news article and it was like, backyard poisoning, group suicide from potato salad.
Mad TV. I did not watch a lot of Mad TV.
That's where Key and Peele came up. Actually, was Mad TV.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you'll
didn't know
see. You'll see them on there if you like. That's Jordan Peele, Keegan Michael Key, I think is his name.
Oh,
They
I did
came
not
up through
know
Mad
that.
TV. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see.
Mad TV. Was that in the 90s?
I think so.
Another one was the Amanda Show.
That was Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
I think that was. When
That was
that?
also sketch.
Well, what like 2000s?
That was probably like 99.
That's one you could definitely point to where it's like, all right, Chappelle was better than this bitch.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I got to say, though, that shit was funny.
It was good shit.
It was good shit.
I never really watched much of it.
Yeah, the Amanda Show is definitely like, I was very young when this was rolling. Let's see, 98
Wow.
to 2002. Yeah, I remember being a kid and watching all. This is where Drake and Josh started, was the Amanda Show.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were both, yeah, they were right there.
They found a way. They found a way.
If you open up your mind.
Dan Schneider rapes you.
Yeah, created by Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
They should put a fucking asterisk there, like rapist.
Created by rapist Dan Schneider.
Rapist Dan Schneider.
Raped by Dan Schneider.
But apparently it's all still alleged. It's like... 'cause
they haven't proven it. The guy has that much money to where like he can skirt the legal system to this extent. He's got a documentary out about him.
I know, but it's all them being like, yeah, he fucked me, and like the term of me not being able to talk about it has ended.
Yeah.
And so now I can talk about it. You know what I mean? But
Nah, fuck that guy.
Or screw that. Or, I don't like that guy.
Don't fuck that guy.
Don't fuck that guy.
But yeah. But anyway,
Big old Dan. Big old rapist Dan.
that Dan, dude.
That Dan the man.
What else is up, dude? What else is going on in your life?
I'll be honest, man. That's kind of well, I'm starting a new job, rolling biscuits, and I'm doing like some podcast producing shit for another comic.
Oh, nice. Which comic?
Wes Bullens, you met Wes, really tall guy.
Do you have him on Instagram?
Yeah, I could show you after.
That sounds familiar.
You would have maybe seen the guy around. He doesn't come around a whole lot. He's kind of new in the scene. But he was like, yeah, I'll pay $25 an hour to edit my podcast. I was like, I guess I can ask my boss for reduced DoorDash hours.
Yeah.
I am my own boss.
Hey, do you do a lot of editing? Have you done that before?
I've done bits and pieces just for like my own. Like we did some sketch shit up in Madison that I helped out with, and that was pretty cool. But
You're doing a sketch that you're filming this Friday, right?
oh yeah. Where it's a thing for like the Creek guys. They're doing like a door guy sketch show, and I get to be one of the fake door guys.
Nice.
So we'll see. Will that blow up and make me famous? Probably not.
No, it's something else to do.
But fame is gay. I don't think I want to be famous.
Yeah. If you could have the perfect level of fame, what do you think it would be?
Do you know who, what's his name? Why can't I think of the guy's name? Or Sam Arill has a nice level of fame. Or like a Mark Normand.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less so, but like...
They're pretty famous, though. I mean, people recognize them.
They're very famous. But like, they're not famous to the extent where it's like, oh, I have to have a bunch of security guards. And
I
like,
almost feel like comics are becoming more famous than movie stars and shit.
Really? I think maybe that might be like a tunnel vision thing because
Maybe
you're so
it could be.
clued into... Because there will be
That could
some...
be it.
Every now and then, like, there will be some movie that comes out and, like, there'll be red carpet pictures where it's like, this is Stephanie McBlorpson. And I'll be like, who the fuck? And I'll look her up on Instagram. It's like 3 million followers. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm stupid, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
But I think everyone's kind of getting even more deep in their echo chamber. I remember growing up and everybody knew an actor or this person, and now I feel like it's like a select group that are in their echo chamber. They know that person. You know what I mean?
It's gotten more, fame has become cheaper. It's niche.
Yeah.
Which I don't
yeah.
think is necessarily a bad thing because when it's too concentrated, you get like Michael Jacksons and Elvis who it's like they make great stuff, but like they're crazy people.
I think we're leaving the era of that though, where everybody knew one person. Now it's becoming like, well, like this, like I have a good following, but not everybody knows me. You know what I mean? There's like a lot more middle ground.
There's that one quote by some famous director. I don't fucking know his name. Maybe that kind of defeats the purpose of this, but the quote goes, in the future, everyone will be famous for 15 minutes.
I agree with that. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Think about that, huh? Did I just blow your mentalities?
Shane Gillis, if you're still watching.
Shane, I'd love to open for you, Shane, if you want to. If that's what you're into, I guess. Not that I care.
Yeah.
Just try to nonchalantly. Yeah, Shane, I don't care. Like, if you want to, I guess that's fine.
It's
but, like,
all good.
yeah.
I'm not desperate, but, you know, like, it would help.
There was this kind of... Do you know who Jim Florentine is? You might not. He was...
No, I don't.
a guy from, like, the 80s who didn't necessarily pop, but he came up with, like, Big J Okerson and, like, Bobby Kelly and, like, some other... like New York-ish guys in the 1980s. And he was actually at Black Rabbit on this weekend.
Oh,
and
nice.
He brought me up on stage, which was kind of cool. He was right before me.
Oh, that's cool.
And we messaged a little bit back and forth. He left right after his set, so he didn't catch me at all. But I texted him. I was like, hey, enjoyed seeing you. It was a big honor having you. It was a big honor following you. I enjoyed such and such joke that you did. And he texted me back. He was like, hey, appreciate it, man. Sorry I couldn't stay. Good luck in your career.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is my chance. Can I do a guest spot for you? No response. So I was like, fuck.
Oh, man. Hey, you
But, I
shot
mean,
your shot,
Yeah,
dude.
worst that could happen was nothing happened. And it would have happened either way. So,
You shot your shot. That's fine.
yeah.
Hit him with the Instagram DM.
I was like, you up, shawty?
Yeah, you should see my DMs to Louis C.K. They're fucking crazy, dude.
Louis, please. I have a bunch of TikTok followers.
Just hours on hours of like, dude.
Look how funny the internet thinks I am, Louis.
Just like, can I just hang out with you once?
What about just DMing a bunch of headliners like, hey, you want to open for me at Shakespeare's this Thursday?
There'd
I'll
probably
see
be
if I
a
can
couple
pencil
that
you
are
in.
like, okay, what's the gig?
That'd be funny.
You'd probably get some hits off that. That's crazy.
How long are we doing this pod for?
We can end it whenever you want to call it.
I think let's call it. I'm ready to go home.
All right. Then we're calling it. Peace,
Bye.
peace, peace.
Bye, Shane. Ugh.
Done.